Welcome, welcome everyone to the Dylan News Rock Show on Rockers Edge Radio and Chaotic Radio as well. Because today we have a couple of really rocking gentlemen here with us, and we are speaking with Thom Hazaert and Nicholas Emilio of Icarus Landing. How are you gentlemen doing today?
I love how she says your name all fancy and Spanish. Nicolas Emilio.
Emilio.
So much more exotic than mine.
So how are you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It was my birthday yesterday, so I'm
Oh,
still
happy birthday.
recovering from all the nothing I did. When you get old, you don't do shit. Me
You
and
just
Nick
get
were just
gifts,
talking.
right? Facebook gifts. That's what I said. Sorry.
I don't get gifts. I didn't get shit. I went out to eat with my kid. That's what I did.
Well, happy birthday to you. So
Thank
just
you.
so you know, I did send you a little happy birthday on the
You
Facebook.
did?
Sorry.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I did.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, I just wanted everybody to know out there. Now they're working together on some new projects, but I just want to kind of touch base a little bit first on previous music. So just everyone listening out there on Rockers Edge Radio can go back and check out the previous music. Nicholas Emilio is the vocalist and founder of Icarus Landing, and a hard band that was formed in the early 2000s. So can you tell us a little bit about that, because you do have a couple of EPs out and a full length album? So can you give us a little bit information about that and how that kind of all started for you?
Yeah, for sure. So Icarus Landing was one of several bands that I had coming up, but the one I spent the most time on, and we started in a small town in Ohio playing metal basically, and over time as we grew up and got a little softer, it moved to like more alternative rock, more of like a Queens of the Stone Age kind of sound or something like that. But we released one album and three EPs. We signed to Gotham Records in the UK, which was like an independent label in 2015 or something like that. I don't know if the dates are quite right. And then probably the coolest thing we did was we toured Europe three times, primarily self-funded, self-produced, but the label helped with some of that. We had an agent helping with some of that. But the first tour, I remember we did like 27 club dates in 30 days and drove like 10,000 miles across Europe. And yeah, time of my life. I still look back on it fondly. And this was all before the pandemic, of course, shut everything down. And, great experience across the board. I think the number one gig that stands out in my memory, we played in Spain the last date of the tour. One of our guitar players was from Spain, and we had a completely packed house, couple hundred people, just like really going crazy, like full on energy release exchange between us and the crowd. And actually, I was playing a solo and my pants ripped, and I had to I sat on the edge of the stage and played the solo with my legs crossed because like my balls were hanging out at that point. I know Tom is riveted by this story. I can see it on his face. But
And anytime I can talk about your balls, that's a W for me. That's a
yeah,
So
win.
the audience got a bonus that night.
the last podcast we talked about Tom's ass, and now we're talking about my
About your
balls.
balls, I know, right?
There seems to be a little recurring theme here with you guys now.
Anatomy, I guess. But yeah, that was kind of how me and Nick met. Nick and his band were supposed to do a tour a long time ago with this metal all stars thing, and the whole tour fell apart. It became this big like legendary fiasco. And Nick had hired me to do some publicity and help him out with some promo stuff for his band for the tour, and that kind of fell apart. And we sort of stayed in touch as that band ended, and he started doing his solo stuff. And he was like, "Hey, you want to help me push some of the solo stuff?" And I had just kind of taken some time off from doing all the crazy shit I did for the last 6 years, and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, sure." So here we are.
Oh yeah, and
Yep.
because and I can imagine, because I mean your schedule was crazy before, for those that don't know and already recognize his name, he also did help run like the EMP Combat Record labels, singer-songwriter. He's worked with a plethora of artists out there,
Yeah,
connected to the
I
Megadeth
tour.
family as well. So I
Yep,
mean, so you've got some massive, heavy hitting experience behind you with all of these projects. So again, just so people know who a little bit more about you as well, and to touch base with you, because like you said, it's been a while since
yeah.
you've done any of the projects, and you've switched everything over now, so you're now
Yeah,
working on all
it's
this
funny
amazing
though,
new
because
stuff.
the Post Malone cover that I put out with Bumblefoot and David Ellison, it just hit a million plays on Spotify. The record we put out at the end of the pandemic, it's got a couple 100,000 plays on Spotify, and so it's funny. Like a lot of that stuff, we did is is still blowing up, so it's good, man. It's good to, and now I just did some new stuff with Chris Poland, the original guitar player, Megadeth. We recorded some tracks that are going to come out eventually, and yeah, I'm writing a book with Chris and a
Oh,
bunch of stuff.
nice.
I always have a bunch of, that was
Very
announced
nice.
a
That was
while
awesome.
ago.
And I was lucky enough to actually see you get to play at the Metal Hall of Fame like 3 years ago before shutdown,
Oh,
before the
that's right,
pandemic happened with
with
Chris
Chris
Poland
Poland.
when he
That's
got
right.
inducted into the Metal Hall of Fame. Yeah, I was there,
That's right.
and I thought that was just amazing. So,
Yeah, that was
yeah,
that
so I
was fun.
mean, that's fantastic. And just so people understand, all the experience they have. So, I mean, just to give that anticipation of what's going to be coming out next for you guys, working together. So now when you guys started working together, now this is for new solo projects to kind of fast forward now a little bit into the new music that you've got. So, Nicholas, you're doing a lot of solo projects. And what made you kind of make that jump to go from doing this, heavy metal band and having, a collaboration with everybody to doing this solo music that is a little bit different take? Because I have heard your previous music and then to the new cover now.
Well, the fan reaction to his exposed balls just fed his ego that much more. He's like, you know what, I'm going solo.
I think that's how all the solo artists happen when they break out of their bands. It's some
Yeah.
kind of a sign that you're
Wardrobe malfunction.
it could be that, yeah. Yeah, there's a sign or a catalyst that tells you you're bigger than the project you're in right now. I don't know, but anyways, I mean, I've always done all kinds of different styles. I mean, going back to like learning guitar, I started out playing like alternative rock grunge stuff, Nirvana and STP and Soundgarden when I was really really young. And then as I got better at guitar, I moved into more complex, harder stuff like Metallica, Iron Maiden, all of that stuff. And it just kind of kept going. At some point, I learned blues and jazz and kind of every different style. So I love all music, is the bottom line. But I do think through the maturing process, like I don't want to bang my head against the wall every single song. I don't want to play every song as hard and fast and loud as possible. I want to have some dynamics, a little bit of light and shade, as Jimmy Page would say. My two favorite bands are Smashing Pumpkins and Led Zeppelin, and all of these bands have all different kinds of styles, right? Literally the hardest stuff to the most lightest, ballad type stuff. So having a variety has always been important to me as an artist. The STP cover happened organically. A good friend of mine, this guy John Hatfield, who also grew up playing in metal bands, he's now doing more alternative rock stuff, but he said, Nick, I always thought you would sound great singing this Kitchenware and Candy Bars song. It's like this little known B-side on the STP record. And we just started like doing a demo and it started sounding better than we thought. So we made a fully produced demo and then we really liked it. We said, let's make a video. So it just kind of was stepping stones. It wasn't like it was super strategic or anything, but we were all big fans of STP and Scott Weiland impacted a lot of us in terms of our writing and the atmosphere in our music. And so seemed like a good opportunity to do a tribute. That's pretty much how that happened.
And that's fantastic because, STP, really resonates with a lot of people, with a lot of fans. So many of us connect with their music, and it feels very personable, with their music already, with their fans. There's such a following. So I think, the music that you did, the rendition that you did for the cover that you did, it was beautiful. It was absolutely, I listened to it like, I don't know, 5 times in a row because I really loved it. My neighbors heard it with me too, even if they didn't want to. So, because I was out there in the back and I had it full blown, listening to it. And I just loved it. And I mean, I think this is really fantastic because I did listen to the previous music and you can see some of the growth because it has a little bit of your spin on it, your own kind of personal touch on
Yeah.
it, and I like that progression. And I really like the way it look and the visualization of the video because they do have a video of this, ladies and gentlemen. I did get to see the video already. And they're gonna now when is all this supposed to be, like, this was all just recently released though too, right?
Yeah, so 27th of
27th.
October we launched the song and the video. We've been doing promo before and after, just trying to get the word out. The response has been quite great, better than we even expected. So I'm very humbled by that. I mean, it is a cover, right? And also STP, great band. I'm a huge fan, but they may not be as in vogue right now. So it's not like it's this big pop hit or whatever. It's supposed to be a really raw, poignant, like emotional statement in music, right? So we're treating it like a piece of art more than like here's a new single. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Tom also helped us frame that up and get that out to the right outlets and everything.
And we released it on the 27th, which was, Scott Whelan's birthday. And Scott, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Scott too. Me and Nick had always, for the past few years, looked for an excuse to work together on something. And look, I'm a huge Stone Temple Pilots fan, and he was a huge influence on me as a vocalist as well and a writer. And so it was just a cool. It just kind of worked out to be a cool little thing to work on together. And yes, we released it on his what would have been his 55th birthday on the 27th, and me and Nick actually did a little release podcast, live stream that day, and kind of talked about STP and about the song and kind of their influence and about Wheeling. And it was fun, but it's been a fun little, low pressure release. It's not like we're like putting all this pressure, like, oh, it has to be this huge hit. It's like, no, let's just put it out. And it's a fun little organic song. And we both really dig it. And let's just throw it out and see what happens, And here we
Oh
are.
yeah, and I think, like I said, I was listening to it because I mean I'm an STP fan, and there's going to be so many people out there that I think once you get more exposure on that, you're going to get so many more hits and views, and and if you ever do any more covers or anything like that, make sure to send it to us because I absolutely love it, and I'm definitely going to play it on the station on Rockers Edge Radio. And just for all the people out there listening in, once again, we are speaking with Nick Emilio and Thom Hazaert. They are working on new projects together. Right now, they have a brand new cover of the Stone Temple Pilots of Kitchenware and Candy Bars. It's an absolutely amazing song. And since we're talking a lot about it, I think we should go ahead. And right now would be the perfect time to play it for everybody. What do you think?
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Now, I'm going to go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and introduce us on that and give it just an intro on it, on the song. And then we'll go ahead and play it.
Tom, you want to do the intro? You're really good at those things.
All right, fine. You're putting me. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Hello, America. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is my friend Nick Emilio and his new single, Kitchenware and Candy Bars. You can find it all over the damned internet, Spotify, wherever finer music is streamed, and there it is.
Awesome.
Enjoy.
And you're hearing it here on Rockers Edge Radio on the Dylan News Rock Show.
Somebody told me I know where to go. Somebody showed me I was last to know. Sail me down the river. 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 What I wanted is what I wanted. What I wanted is what she wanted. Unfriendly
that was Nicholas Emilio cover of kitchenware and candy bars from Stone Temple Pilot, of course. And now, of course, we're going to be playing everything for you on Rockers Edge Radio, but we are also going to be playing that video as well. So for people tuning in, this is going to go up on audio first on Rockers Edge Radio. But we are also still featured on Chaotic Radio. The visuals go up on Chaotic Radio's YouTube. And that's where my show initially started. It's our rocker sister station. So we are connected stations. So you'll see the visual as well. And what you won't see is Tom had Gonzo and was rocking out with Gonzo. There he is.
Hello, people.
So I had a little show right here on my own,
You did. That should have been the video. Unfortunately, Orko, there was no time for Orko to get in the video, but he was going to jump in.
Next time,
exactly.
This won't be the first and last time we interview with you, because especially if you have new music coming out, all you have to do is send it to us, let us know, we'll feature it. We can always do another interview on any other music that you've got coming up, just so that we can get that out there to help promote it for you. That's one of the things that I love so much about this show, and getting to be able to hear all this new music. And I kind of like get that first peek a lot of times, and I absolutely love it. But I love putting that out there for other people. And do you plan on doing any more like covers here, or are you going to be going into like a lot of just your own music now?
A little bit of both, but more focus on original stuff. I have like 30 songs that are, roughly done. Like during the pandemic, I wrote like 60 songs. And then we picked about half of them that we thought we should refine. So we've gone through some rounds of production. And then we're going to pick just a few of those that we think are the best and final versions, So that's really the number one focus. But I didn't tell you this yet, Tom. I'm planning on doing a Christmas cover too, because I've always wanted to. And, there's potentially money in those songs too, which is nice.
Mariah Carey?
Oh, yeah.
Not
holiday.
Carey, no.
Yeah, holiday songs are like crazy. People go nuts for holiday songs. They really do.
Yeah. So I've always wanted to do that the John Lennon Happy Xmas song, right? Because that's a classic. It's very emotional, and like to me, that's what I remember hearing when I was a kid, growing up through Christmas. My parents were playing that record and stuff. And believe it or not, I can get a little bit of a Lennon tone with my voice. So I'm going to do my best kind of modern version of that, I think. And I just thought it would be the easiest way to follow up this cover with something else quick while I'm doing the polishing of my original stuff. So probably we'll have that around early December. Shouldn't be too big of a challenge. We'll see. But that'll probably be the next thing. So if you want to talk about that in December, we can do it. And then in the year, there's going to be brand new Nicholas Emilio records.
No, I think that's great, and that's a smart idea too. So while you're finishing up, your solo music and, the music that you're going to have coming out soon, you're still putting stuff out there that people are familiar with and people really like. And with the holidays, especially after this pandemic and things slowly starting to open back up and trying to bring, events back and things, people really need that. They really need that holiday spirit. They need that something to lift them up. And music has always been that for me and, a lot of people that I know as well. So I think that's a great idea. And send that to me for Christmas time. We can always like do another jump on here again really fast and kind of do a little quick promo about it so people know what you have coming out. And still, again, giving that teasers for the new music that's going to come out.
Well, shit. I mean, we're doing that right now. It's the second week in November, and I literally heard Christmas music on the fucking radio yesterday. I wanted to punch somebody. I was like, are you kidding me? It's November 8th, you sadist bastard. But yeah.
Hey, I can't say nothing because the engineers are already running the Christmas on our station too. So, and I like that. I like, I'm not big on Thanksgiving, so it's okay. I did give thanks, but it's, it's the holidays that, tend to be so big. And then after that, it's nothing for the rest of the year, So these are those big things. And this is where I think you're going to see a lot of that jump. A lot of people are going to be interested in it because that's when people want to be happy, and just hear something that's uplifting, So now tell everybody, where they can find you, where they can, go and hear your music, previous music and everything you have coming up. Let them know where they can find your sites for both of you.
Sure. Yeah. So all my records are on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. Well, I guess that's the same thing. And then the videos on YouTube, I'm actually pretty stoked. We're almost at 8,000 plays of that video in like about 2-3 weeks. We've been promoting it every which way. But yeah, Spotify is probably the best place to find it all. All the Icarus Landing records are there. All my solo stuff is there. We don't get paid much on that, but it's very convenient and easy to use. So, if that's what you want to do, it's cool with me. Tom, what about you?
No, I was in a band called Ellefson, which you can find all that shit on Spotify. We did the record No Cover last year that has like me and Al Jorgensen did a duet on it. Me and Doro Pesh did a duet on it. Dave Lombardo from Slayer's on it. Me and Mark Slaughter did a song together. Charlie Benante from Anthrax is on it. Dirk Verburen from Megadeth. A bunch. So you can find that. Simple Truth. That Post Malone cover Over Now is on there. Yeah, so there's all kinds of stuff you can find there. And yeah, you can find me on all the socials. Thom Hazaert, ThomHazaert. Not really anything all that exciting going on these days, but come say hi.
Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, definitely make sure to check out their music, follow them on their sites, give them a like. These artists out here putting out entertainment for us, and we really need that. So you got to make sure to support your artists as well. So now, is there anything that I didn't touch base on? Anything that we missed? Anything that you want to like bring up? Give a shout out to somebody? Any like people maybe who helped produce the video, or for you, or
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. I hate everybody, so except for you guys and Gonzo.
No, Gonzo's cool. I like Gonzo.
No, me too. This is my boy right here.
Him and Fozzie Bear are my favorite.
Yeah, so I only work with people named Tom. So you've got
Yes.
Tom here, and then the guy who produced the song with me is Tom Chandler. Actually, the rest of the people aren't named Tom. That's just a joke.
They should be. We need to work on that.
Yeah, we got to.
We need an all Tom team.
Yeah.
I'm on board. I could do your PR.
Are you going to change your name to Tom?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. As long as you're willing to change your name to Tom, you're good.
Yeah. Tom Dilly Hazard.
Yeah.
Hazer. It's an ongoing joke. I messed up his name once 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He hasn't let me live it down yet.
You haven't let yourself live it down, and you haven't learned to pronounce it yet properly.
Right?
So when you do, when you learn how to
Emilio.
pronounce it, Emilio.
I can say Emilio, no problem. Nicholas Emilio.
I know. Well, when you learn how to pronounce it properly, I will let you live it down. So work on that for next time. Or don't. I don't care. It's more fun to make fun of it anyway. I don't even know how to pronounce my name half the fucking time. It's all right.
Do you have like a favorite place that you guys like to play or anything like that normally when you are out? Like one of your locals that you go hang out a lot at, or play at, over there?
I don't leave my fucking house. I couldn't tell. He lives in LA. I don't leave my house. So, and I mean, honestly, I don't think Nick hasn't really played a show in a long time. We're working on getting some new stuff, but I haven't played a show in a long time either. So, I mean, who knows? I don't know. I'm sure you know this, not to get all morbid, but I had heart failure 2 years ago, right in the middle of making that no cover record. So it kind of, it's funny. 2 weeks after that, I was in the studio finishing my record, and then we went out and did a little 3-week tour. But I mean, I was supposed to do a Europe, Australia, Japan tour. I had all this crazy shit during COVID, and it all kind of got slowed down. And then I had my heart failure, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit at home and play Madden. I don't really give a fuck,
Well, taking care of yourself is important. It's important to take care of
I
yourself.
I didn't say anything about taking care of myself. I said I was going to sit home.
Yeah, but just taking that rest, taking that break can be a big, a big stress relief right off the bat.
It is. My life was so beyond stressful the last 6 years with the people I worked with and the things I had to do and the situations I had to deal with. And it was very, 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 very stressful. And, again, it's definitely a trade-off, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's definitely a lot less stress now, So
that's good. And you got some amazing projects. And you're working with some amazing people, and I'm really happy that you gentlemen came on to Daily News Rock Show on Rockers Edge Radio to let us know more about all the music that you have and the projects that you got going on. And I'm really excited to be able to play this. We'll put this in regular rotation after the interview airs. So this way it'll be, airing on the interview first. And of course,
and you know what? I totally forgot one actually that I have to talk about because it's so awesome. I'm actually working on writing some stuff with Kevin Wood, who is Andrew Wood from Mother Love Bone. Before Mother Love Bone, he was in a band called Malfunction with his brother Kevin, who were they put out a record on on Sony after Andrew passed away and whatever. So I'm actually writing some new stuff with Kevin. We don't know if it's going to be Malfunction or what it's going to be, but I'm actually writing some songs with Andrew Wood's fucking brother Kevin, which is incredibly amazing too. That I'm probably going to go. But Mother Love Bone is like my favorite fucking band ever. So it's like literally sort of like writing songs with Jesus Christ's brother if you're a Christian. That's sort
Oh,
of So
no, that's awesome.
if you don't know Andrew Wood, Mother Love Bone was basically Pearl Jam before Pearl Jam. Andrew passed away of a heroin overdose, and then those guys formed Pearl Jam, and Andrew Wood was actually Chris Cornell from Soundgarden's roommate. Like the whole Temple of the Dog record was written about and inspired by Andrew passing away. So obviously, Malfunction and Andrew and Mother Love Bone, very, very instrumental grunge, very instrumental artists in the grunge movement and the Seattle music scene and just fucking beyond legendary. So yeah, I almost forgot about that one. I just had to mention it. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, that's great. Like I said, that's why I was like, if there's any last minute things that we didn't touch on, that's why I always ask at the end, just in case, there's something we might have missed or something you might have missed, just to make sure you give that, whatever proper shout out you wanted to give out, that you didn't forget. So once again, everybody, you are listening to Nicholas, Emilio, and Thom Hazaert
Well, you're looking at
Rockers Edge Radio and Chaotic Radio. We've heard some of their the new music, the new cover he's got from Stone Temple Pilots of Kitchenware and Candy Bars, and it's amazing, just beautiful job. You have to make sure to follow them on all of their sites, give them a like, and yeah, anything they have coming up, make sure to check it out, buy their music. It's important to support your artist. And I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much, everyone. This was a rocking time. I really loved this, and yeah, thank you so much. So hey, how about you give us, instead of me, I always say, thanks for coming and don't forget, come back for more, but how about you give us a closeout?
Go for it, Nick. I've talked enough.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Hey, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Dilly. Thank you, Tom. It's been a real pleasure.
Hey, thank Gonzo, motherfucker. Don't forget Gonzo.
Oh, don't forget Gonzo. Less props next time, Tom. You're too distracted. This has been a fucking rocking time. Thank you so much. Listen to our shit. Have a good weekend. Good night.
Awesome. And once again, don't forget, come back for more.
Thank you.
Yeah.